Hi, Eric the Car Guy here. More than one of you has asked me, hey Eric, how about a tour of the shop? Well, since I was doing some work that I didn't necessarily have time to shoot today, why don't I shoot my shop? Behind me is my shop. It has 2 bays. Let's go in, have a look. Okay, now over here you see my Integra, which you've seen before. And like I said, we got 1 bay here, 1 bay here. We'll start with the Omega. These are the waste oil and coolant tanks. Coolant goes in here, waste oil goes in here. I just call them up and they come and take it away. They don't pay me anything, but they don't charge me anything either, so that's good enough. Snow shovels for winter. And that is an automatic transmission out of a Toyota that is a core that I'm going to be taking apart in a future video so you can see what's inside of it. This is a Nissan that's been here for a long time. A friend of mine has been looking for an ECU and I haven't really pressed. Here's my engine crane. It nicely folds up out of the way. A couple of spare radiators. Those rotors are actually good. I have quite the tire collection. Yeah, so plenty of tires in case I need them. Some of them are spares off of my cars mostly. And we'll call this the this is my oil drain pan, which I let my oil filters drain out before I threw them away. Coolant drain pan. Rotors, yucky rotors. This is kind of where the scrap goes. Just kind of throw it over here in a couple of pans in case I need them. And what are these? Oh yeah, this is stuff from when I had my PA inspection. Some other books. So that's kind of cool. And this is basically where the magic happens. Let's turn on a light. Get another light. This is the workbench, which is kind of dirty at the moment. But these are my magic bolt bins, and you know, sometimes used OE thermostats are better than new ones. And I keep a stash of radiator caps, and those of you that have seen the overheat video know why. So anytime I get a new radiator with a good OE cap on it, I usually keep it. The bench grinder, the vise, some tapes, some goofy goggles I like to wear once in a while. Magic bolt bin. Some propane torches, some funnels. All those batteries are junk. I need to recycle them. Garbage bags. I let the funnels drip into a pan. See? And then underneath that pan right there is a bucket of carburetor cleaner. And here's something I should probably sell. This. Forgot all about this. That is the OE crank pulley for my 429 that I never put on. So the car and the engine is gone, but this is still here. So if you got a 429 and you need a stock crank pulley, hey, put it in the comments below. This was here when I got the place, so you know, it's off a Dodge, off a Duster. Why somebody painted over it, I don't know. There's my clutch alignment tool keychain. Somebody gave me some Elvis chocolates. It used to sing to me. And various assorted chemicals. Change that I get out of some used cars. Yes, I'm rich. A gutter that fell off the side of the building. There's some chunks of cement that fell off the side of the building too. Here's a shift rod for a Honda. I think there's also yeah, here's some hatch struts. Yeah, there's the antenna to my old Ford. Yay. And some body filler down in there, which I rarely ever do body work. Old rags, old gaskets, the fan for when it's warm. I bring a heater in when it's cold. Jack stands over here, jack stands over there, and up there. You already know what's inside this. Oh yeah, my coveted Kool-Aid Man clock. And it was dropped many years ago, but I had to drink a lot of Kool-Aid to get that clock. Other assorted chemicals, the radio, other radios. Here's a really expensive Acura radio that I'm keeping around. And there's a old cassette player. Some of you may not even know what that is. AC gauges, 134, and the now defunct R12 gauges. There is a brace for holding an engine in a car if you're pulling the transmission out or pulling the lower cradle out. My torches, you've seen them. My cart, which is my best friend, I wheel it around, it has all my stuff. Vacuum pump for AC stuff, other various assorted fluids. And now we come to the parts department. Yeah, differential fail, you remember that. I'm saving that to show how differentials work. But I have boxes of assorted gaskets that I've kept over the years from places that I used to work. Sometimes you don't use all the gaskets. Some of these are like from head gasket kits and you don't always use everything, but you may find something to use. Or like this is a box of parts for Legend engines. I've done a couple of salvage yard versions of those, so I keep those. Washer bottle, I think that's for a Civic. Wiper inserts, heater hose, more heater hose. Here's some antennas. These used to be hot back in the day. Motorized antennas and some old wipers. A couple of oil pans. One's for a TL, one's for a Legend. There's an intake for a Legend. A bin full of hose if I need it. ABS unit for, I don't know if that's, I think that's a Legend, an older Legend. Trailing arms for, I'm not sure if they're for a Civic or an Integra. That looks like a rear strut for an Integra. I actually organized everything, so these are all engine mounts. Those are struts. Here's another ABS unit. There's some clutch hydraulic stuff down there. Some tailpipe tips. Some ignition coils, a couple of evaporators. Why I'm keeping those, they've been around so long they're junk. And that's the engine from the oil pressure video and the axle from the CV boot video. Ooh, all this stuff is famous. Magic box of bolts, idle air control valves, distributor caps, ignition system stuff. Whole box of electrical components, including main relays, all kinds of stuff. Some old brake pads weren't used, throttle bodies, speed sensors, brake fluid. Here's some weird ones. There's an oil cooler. Here's a fuel filter that you never use these fuel filters. They're supposed to be lifetime filters. You never know when an oxygen sensor might come in handy. A known good working one. We've got lots of power steering fluid, manual transmission fluid, fans. As you can see, some of these are out of wrecked cars, but the motors are still good. So as you've seen in the soldering wires video, every once in a while you can pull out a motor and have something cool. There's a header for an Integra engine. That looks like HVAC stuff for either a Legend or an Accord. Pulleys for various whatevers. Ooh, here's a good one. Those are some NSX clutches and flywheels. That's kind of cool. Crank pulleys. This is the water supply. I bring this from home because there's no water here. You'll like this. Here's a picture of me that was photoshopped. Kind of creepy. Extra air hose. Splash shield for an Integra. Ah. Use the air cleaner off my old 429 before I put the Eldebrock setup on it. This is from the restaurant that used to be next door. When they moved out, I went over and grabbed it. But that pretty much wraps up the parts department for the most part. This is all stuff from when I was a landlord. And, tile saw, electrical stuff, more stuff for doing tile, shop vac. Here's a trash can full of wiring. Once again, off of different cars that either were trashed or whatever. I kept them. Axles that I kept around. Lights that don't work anymore. Here's some other stuff like this. I think goes to a legend. Some headlights for an Integra. A couple of different ones because my Integras both have JDM headlight setups in them, so there's the old headlights for those. A pile of ECUs. Some of those are good, some aren't. I actually have one in there I think for a GSR. Floor mats, I got lots of floor mats. Anytime we got a used car in, they all got new floor mats, so I saved the old ones and they come in handy from time to time. This is a Civic that's getting an engine. This engine is toast, so you might get a video on a Civic engine replacement to go along with the timing belt video I shot. This is the bathroom, which you might recognize. You might recognize from the Facebook, Twitter video, but there's no water, so that's why we have the water supply. So whenever we flush, we just add water as needed. But that pretty much covers it. Really can't think of anything else that's too exciting here. Not that this is real exciting. I have 2 floor jacks. But that's about it. And right now we have a lake because the drain back there is clogged up, so I have to unclog that so I don't have to park in a lake. And that about wraps up the tour. I'm Eric the Car Guy. You can always visit me at EricTheCarGuy.com or on Facebook and Twitter, that kind of thing. I suppose if you're looking for me, you'll find me. If it was that other show that's on TV, I could say something like, okay, now that you've seen it, you can just go away now. I'm not going to be like that. You can come back. You can come back anytime. Just look me up. I'm here. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. Stay dirty.